Hey guys, it's Lola, but you can call me Lola if you like.
Hi, this is Velisa, and you can call me Vels if you want. And this is the Everybody Hates HR podcast, episode 123. The school run is taking me out.
Now I'm not sure. No, I am sure. 122. It is 122. Yeah. See, now you missed out my opportunity to go. Boom, 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 boom.
The school run is taking me out, everyone. It's 122. The school run is taking me out. I'm day 3 into the school run.
Day 4? No, day 5?
Day 3. He didn't start on Monday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. I'm already considering getting someone to like pick him up from the house and drop him.
So was it the last episode or 2 episodes ago, you said that the school was a walk away, or like maybe like a 20-minute walk or a 5-minute drive.
Mm-hmm.
And we discussed it and we agreed between you and I and also our audience that you would be walking.
Did I say that?
Yeah. Who said that?
Did I?
So I just wanted to, as from an accountability perspective, no shade, no tea.
It was raining hard. I can't lie. It was raining really hard. It was. But do you know what's making me tired?
So of the 3 days so far,
it was raining every day apart from today.
Okay. So today you walked.
Mm-hmm.
Velisa's son is here, so I cannot ask him. I know he won't lie either.
Okay, but but the reason why the school run is making me tired is everything leading up to the school run. It's me getting ready, him getting ready, him having breakfast, and then getting him dressed, and then going, and is there like a 20-minute?
How is the school? Don't have kids, want to put that out there. How is the school run different from nursery run?
So first of all, nursery is on our road.
Okay,
so
that's a big change.
Yeah, and also nursery is like you can take them at whatever time.
Oh,
you don't have to bring them I could take him in at 11 a.m. No, as long as I tell them, it's
and you
fine.
Pay.
Yeah, and you can take them out whenever you want. So a lot of our holidays would be outside of school holidays and stuff. Now he has to be at the school between 8:30 and 10 to 9, and he has to be picked up between 3:10 and 3:20 unless he's going to after school club, which is till 6 o'clock. And he has to go all the time unless it's half term or holiday. So yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, no.
And I haven't been working the last 2 weeks, so I haven't even incorporated work into this whole routine yet. So people talk about the kids adjusting. Hello.
Back to school for us as
exactly.
Well. September lock-in. That's what everyone's talking about, right?
I've already used the phrase so much. I've rinsed it.
What, September lock-in?
Like just lock in. I'm locked in. I'm locked in. Yeah.
I love that phrase in general, to be honest. But I think it that's something that we spoke about it last week, how obviously September feels like a fresh start.
Yeah, it's my January.
Yeah. So it's the start of basically a new season, September. And then you've got the first was on a Monday. So it was just the perfect time to like start all your goals and check in and lock in. So I'm not mad at it. I don't mind if people rinse it.
Yeah, locked in.
Every time, but the only thing I don't like about locked in is that it reminds me of Locken, and he
don't get me started on that saga.
He is dead to me.
Don't get me started on that saga.
The whole thing is a mess.
It is.
But Locken is a mess. Not him, and I love the true crime. Not him coming out with
the timeline,
his own docu-series.
Sorry, have you watched Unknown Number?
No, but I've heard.
Do you know? Have you?
Wait, is that the catfish thing? No, I haven't watched it, but I'm going to.
Do you know what happens?
No, I know nothing about it.
Okay.
I've just seen it, so I've been skipping past everything that I've seen on like Instagram.
Okay. All right.
I might watch it tonight.
Watch it.
It just
People are so mad. That's all I'll say. People are crazy.
But I love a good catfish story. I love a good catfish story.
Usually I'm like, how could this happen? Like, how are you still getting catfished in 2020, whatever? Now, this one, fine.
Yeah.
Love is Blind reunion.
I didn't watch one episode of Love is Blind. I don't think I'm going to.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. Fair enough.
I don't know if I can hear your bangles in real life or if it's on the mic. I think I can hear it in my...
Oh, is it? Sorry, guys, if you can hear my bangles. I'll try and keep my hand still.
You don't have to keep your hand still. It just gives a little bit of... Yeah, literally.
Shake it and whistle.
What are you singing?
Shake your tambourine.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's reminded me. So you guys, we've been getting some feedback that the sound is much better now that I'm wearing my headphones, which is great. But in the spirit of, Kaizen, continuous improvement, all of that stuff, I am going to try and stop mumbling. This is like my accountability journal. And I do a lot of public speaking. So it's like, it's weird because obviously when I know that there's so many of you listening, which we love, but obviously because I can't see you, sometimes I talk like I'm talking just to you, then you're not getting everything in the mic. So my thing is projection. So I'm going to be projecting, enunciating, getting better with my diction as much as I can with my list. But yeah.
Period.
Exactly. So hopefully, if you feel like I'm doing a good job, I'm a bit of a praise junkie. So you need to tell me I'm doing a good job. So if you feel like I've been, projecting and I'm getting better, I need you guys to just be commenting that because you guys give me the constructive feedback, which I appreciate. But I need the good stuff too, please. Balance.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously me, no problems here with Mike.
And do you know what? We should give Velisa her flowers too, because I'm saying that I need my positive reinforcement.
It's true.
And people be talking to us about sound issues, and Velisa be catching Velsa's catching strays.
It's true.
But we actually, not going to say we need to call me out specifically, but we can tell Velisa she's been doing a good job. She's been doing a good job.
It's true.
Do you know what it is? It's like, when you're the child who never has any issues, and then
you're forgotten.
Yeah. It's giving middle child. It's giving middle child.
And I am a middle child.
And then when you do a good thing, of course you will. No one ever says, "Oh, Velisa's doing a great job on the mic," because it's standard.
It's
period.
True. It's true. But it's all good. I'm still going to be consistent. It is what it is. What can I say?
Me too. I'm going to be consistent, but consistently good. Clock it. Exactly. In the world of HR.
So it's not really HR, but it's HR because she resigned. Mm-hmm. And this is like breaking news because
breaking. It just happened.
So Angela Rayner, what is she? Housing secretary?
Maybe, probably. Let's check. Let's be the fact checker. But you tell the story, I'll check.
Okay, yeah. So she resigned today. And you might have seen it in the news. Oh, housing secretary and deputy prime minister. Mm-hmm. We should know that. Okay. Yeah. So she basically resigned today over unpaid tax on a flat in Hove. And she faces paying up to 40K after incorrectly claiming the lower tax rate. All right, babes.
It could have been an accident.
Okay.
I'm not saying that it was or it wasn't. Labour are basically dead to me at this point. But I'm just saying I don't know the facts.
So yeah, everything surrounding as well, the rumours with the budget that's happening in November about, new taxes on properties and things like that. And then the irony of the housing secretary underpaying for a flat in Hove. It's just very bad PR. It looks really bad. And so she's decided to resign ahead of all of that. And I just think at this point, who cares?
I've got a question for you. Do you think that there is a place for women to be in our political system in a prominent role without eventually being disgraced and having to leave? It's a bit of a leading question.
No.
I don't think so. Why does this have to
they never leave gracefully.
Yeah. Why do we have to do why do they all have to leave under the banner of disgrace? MPs.
Also, half the things they do in comparison to the men, some of it is not even that bad.
That's what I was going to say. Obviously, let's not steal. I don't want my taxpayer money to be used for whatever. Or I want to be collecting the right amount of tax. But I just don't understand why the women always have to leave under this cloud of smoke. Obviously, we have a lot of female MPs. That's fine. But in terms of when we get them in prominent positions, why do they always have to just crash out and burn or leave like or cry or be disgraced or be bullied or be belittled, or it's just exhausting. And I'm not even saying that I like Angela Rayner or anyone for that matter of like anybody, but it's just exhausting and it's sad to watch. I mean, there's certain people that I definitely wouldn't feel pity for. Like I didn't care when they ex Pretty. I was fine with it. When Suella was, I was fine with it, right? Kemi, your time is coming. I will be fine with it.
Yeah.
I'll be fine with it. But like for sure, when Kemi goes, she's gonna be disgraced.
Yeah, she's not just gonna,
and then she'll be doing, and then she'll be back in Nigeria trying to
Can you imagine? I'd love to see it.
Rebuild bridges.
Silly woman.
She's actually crazy. Like I can't stand her. I really can't stand Kemi Badenoch. I think she's the worst. She's maybe not the worst, but she's up there.
Yeah. Do you think, I feel like, so people resign, or senior leaders usually resign in the workplace to avoid all of the disgrace and all of that stuff. But is that always the best option, or does that sometimes look worse?
I think it is the best option for sure. You're not going to let them, like, in the UK as well, I think it's maybe a little bit better because maybe you could be fired and it not be clear that you got fired. But I feel like as soon as you get fired, it will be in City AM on the Financial Times and they'll be saying, you know, this CEO was fired. So I think because it will be so public, I think it's better to resign. And I don't know why they'd be sharing that sort of information, because that's what I mean about the UK. There's still some protection. Whereas with the US, I feel that they would just be like out of bad that this person was fired. You would know every time that the person was fired, or you would know if they were trying to settle or all of that stuff. In the UK, there might still be some, I don't know, it might still be a little bit hidden, some level of discretion that's applied, but I would definitely resign. And also sometimes if you resign and you have scope for negotiation, you could say, look, I'm going to resign. I'm not going to take you through this messy court battle. I'm not going to fight you on this. I'm not going to make it like ruin the reputation of the company further. But if I resign, I want to be a good leaver for like my shares. I want to have my pension. I want to do this. I want to do that. Like then you are in a space for negotiation. But once they're firing you,
that's it.
Scope for negotiation is done.
It's true. It's true. It's just interesting because you always see it happen. Like, oh, the CFO or this person has decided to resign, and you're like, oh, what happened there? Especially when you work in HR and there was no inkling that was going to happen. Yeah.
I mean, when someone resigns at that level and they're not going to take a new job, I just think like,
you just know.
You probably were pushed.
Yeah.
And at that level, you're not going to be able to walk. Well, you can walk out of one job and into another one. But with all the non-competes and stuff like
it's
that,
tough,
it's a bit tough. So that's why they always get paid these big payouts, because it's actually very difficult to walk out of one job and just land straight in another at that level.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good segue into something that we were going to talk about. I just can't remember what it was. CEO being fired.
Nestle.
Oh, yes. There we go.
The CEO of Nestle has been sacked for having an affair with his subordinate. So
is this in the UK?
No.
So that's what I mean. Other countries, they'll just be telling everyone that you got fired, putting your business in the streets.
I actually think it's Switzerland, France,
okay.
Yeah, so he was having an affair with his subordinate from 2022. In 2023, she was promoted to VP of marketing, like during this affair happening. And basically the way that it came out was somebody used the Speak Up hotline and anonymously reported the relationship.
What is a Speak Up hotline?
So it's like an ethics point. It's just anyone can go there. Any employee can go there, leave whatever information they have anonymously. Depending on the tool you use, some show you the location of the individual, like Navex. A lot of companies use the Navex one, which is called Ethics Point, and it's a Speak Up hotline. But yeah, you can put any information. It's usually the integrity team or compliance or that sort of area that has control over it. So it's not even HR that you know, because you can report anything. It doesn't have to necessarily be HR related. It could be fraud, compliance, whatever it is. But anyway, yeah, so you can go there, say what you want to say, and then it's delegated to the right team. So in this case, it would have gone to HR to deal with whatever it was that happened, and it was an affair. He denied it. So the senior board leaders had a conversation with him and said, you know, this is what we've been told, blah, blah.
Did she deny it?
No.
So she's saying that she's admitted, okay, yeah, we are having an affair, and he said no, it didn't happen. That she's lying.
I feel like they kind of blindsided them. I don't think they had time
they
to.
split them up and interrogated them.
I don't think they had time to discuss it. So he's been in Nestle for 40 years, and the CEO for one.
Only one.
And then when he got to the top, all the power was his.
Did the affair predate him as CEO? I wonder.
It might have, you know.
Because that's what I want to know. I want to know, did he get to CEO and think, do you know what, I can do anything I like now, or this is not going to, you know, be an issue? Or was it something that he had been doing all along, and he thought, well, being CEO is not going to stop me from what I've been doing all along? And it's not that. The issue is that he didn't. And was it an affair? Sorry, I have so many questions. Was it an affair?
Yeah.
Or so he's married?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
The crazy part is, it's not just that he was sacked because he was dealing with a subordinate, but it's because he also didn't disclose the relationship.
So can you disclose?
You have to disclose your affair.
It feels a bit counterintuitive. Personally, like I kind of understand why somebody wouldn't want to disclose their affair, but it's not like anyone's going to tell your wife.
Yeah, so he denied it throughout the course of the investigation and was dismissed Monday following a board meeting, and will not receive an exit package. So to our point of, you know, people leaving and negotiating, blah blah, he's not getting an exit package.
I mean, I'm sure he'll survive.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
The CEO of Nestle.
I know. It's just the amount of time he's been there as well. What a way to go after them recognizing you to the point where you become CEO.
Yeah, but how old is he? He's probably about retirement age anyway.
This is true. Yeah, if you've been there 40 years. Yeah, true. So that he was sacked in 2024. So that means it did predate him becoming CEO. He would have become CEO in 2023 or late 22. How interesting. Oh, so Nestle had already begun succession planning due to his age, to our point. And so it was very easy to replace him. He was replaced very quickly.
To the left.
Yeah. Why do these people misbehave like this?
Because I don't think it's that they get into a position and then misbehave. I think they've been misbehaving throughout.
Now they're just more visible.
And now, there's just a bit more scrutiny on them. Yeah. So the misbehavior is like more easily detected. But I don't think people become CEO and then decide,
I'm going to start sleeping
around. I'm going to start doing madness. Like, they've been doing the madness since a long time.
It's true. But still though, it's just like, and promoting her.
Okay, my issue with it, and what I think is so sad, she's still there, right?
Probably. I'm not sure, to be honest.
But what's really sad about that, and especially as her being a woman, is I'm sure that she was probably very good at her job. And it's likely that she earned that promotion. Yeah. But the problem is now,
we'll never know
knows about your affair. There will always be this cloud over you, which says, did you get that promotion fairly, or were you given that job because you were sleeping with the CEO and he put a word in for you? And that would kill me. Like, you know, when you work hard, you're good at your job, you want, I say I like to be praised, and you put in hard work, you've done all this stuff in your career, even before you had the affair, and suddenly all of that's worth nothing, and there will always be this doubt over you about whether you earned your role or not. And I think that's really sad for her. I mean, I'm not going to cry tears for her. Like, she decided to do what she did in it. So But that's the part of it which is really
I just find it so interesting how brazen people are. Like, I couldn't do it. Like, I couldn't, no matter how
that's
strong
not to do with being brazen. That's to do with like, I think it's just an ethical thing.
Yeah, no matter how strong the pull is towards that individual.
No, but that's just I really think that's a character thing.
You think so?
I think some people just won't, and some people it won't take them that much. Genuinely, like I just anyway. That's a different kind of podcast, right? But
yeah.
One thing about cheaters is they're gonna cheat.
It's cheat in the workplace, though.
Liars gonna lie. Thieves gonna steal. Like,
it's true.
Cheaters are gonna cheat. They'll always find a way.
Cheating in the workplace is crazy, though.
Yeah, but that's literally having no fear of consequence. Well, actually, cheating in the workplace won't get you fired.
To be fair, like most of the relationships that are found out in places I've worked are married. They're married men. Yeah, like there was one similar to this actually in a company I used to work at. It was 2 lawyers. And they were repeatedly being reported on the Speak Up hotline. Every time, no, he was a lawyer, she was his EA. And every time she got promoted, something would come through on the Speak Up hotline saying, this happened, they're still seeing each other. When we go away for offsites, we see her go into his room,
it's just
blah,
crazy.
blah. And this went on for years. Like, it predated me starting this company. And it was still, I don't know if I think they're still both there. Unless, like, it's changed since I left. But when I left, they were still both there.
That happened somewhere where I was. It was a director and a secretary, but then he ended up leaving his wife. I think I spoke about this. He ended up leaving his wife. He married the secretary. Now they're together. They have kids, and he actually got promoted to partner eventually.
That's crazy.
But it took him a long time. I think they had to kind of put a little dent in what people thought about him and his kind of level of integrity. But she still works. They work in the same team. Like, they're married. And they got 2 kids together now.
That's crazy. You know, don't stop your job from getting the love of your life. Don't stop your wife.
Or your wife. Yeah,
don't stop your wife.
Don't let your wife
meeting the love of your life.
Exactly.
That is a joke.
Exactly. I wanted to just do a quick shout out to graduate recruitment season. It just started. The reason I'm been thinking about it is because I've actually got my brother staying with me, my younger brother staying with me for a little bit, and he just graduated with a first class degree. I'll say every time.
Woo!
Exactly. So we're doing all the graduate stuff now, and obviously a lot of it opened at the beginning of September, and now it's obviously September. Lots of things are kicking off, and I just wanted to kind of say out there, if you yourself, depending on the age of our audience, it could be you yourself that are looking at graduate opportunities. Like, you have to kind of be in it to win it. You have to make sure you're applying in the right time. A lot of these things will start closing in October and November. Some of them are actually even closing at the end of the month. And then also, I always say this, but if you want to make a career change, graduate recruitment season is could be your best friend, because there's so many opportunities. And what I've noticed this year, which I never noticed before, there's a bit of a change, which I think is not a positive change, is that a lot of the companies are basically saying that they want recent graduates.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, because I'm looking at the applications now, or the entry requirements. So they're saying people that have graduated, let's say, since 2024, and who will have graduated by July 2026. So they're literally looking for recent graduates. Not all of them. So there's some that you can still.
In a way, isn't that ageist though?
Well, it's not ageist. It's about when you graduated.
Yeah, but the majority of graduates are going to be how old?
I literally thought about this exact same question, and I was like, it's actually the way they'll get away with it.
Technicality.
It's not ageist.
On the technicality.
It's not ageist because it's about when you graduated, and you could have graduated. Like, my mom did a degree at 60.
Yeah.
So she would be eligible to apply.
Yeah.
But it's just about when you went to study.
That's a technicality, because if we look at the stats.
It is a technicality. I think so. I think it disproportionately affects older people.
100%.
Yeah. So maybe there's an argument for it, but I think it's unlikely that anyone would take it. But if someone was to take that case forward and sue one of these companies, then, which is one that I saw recently, was it JP Morgan? I think JP Morgan is specifically looking for people that graduated recently. But anyway, that's to say, not all the companies are, but I've seen more companies doing it now. So if anything, that's probably a bit more of like a kick in the bum. If you're someone who ever thought, oh, I might want to do that, maybe do it now.
Yeah.
And if you have like a younger brother, a younger sister, or a cousin, like make sure they're doing everything. All the applications. Listen, this thing is like a system. You need a Google Sheet, an Excel or whatever. You need to have all the companies you're planning to apply for. You need to have all of the dates where the applications close. You need to track where you're up to in the process. You need to be practicing the tests. You need to be doing all of that stuff. So either you or someone close to you, like be reminding them and make sure they're doing like all of their like practices and stuff like that. So that's just a bit on graduate recruitment. I love graduate recruitment season. I dug out the file that I had from when I was doing my graduate interviews so I could give it to my brother so that he could see like how I was answering the STAR questions and give him like some inspiration. So we've been going through like the STAR technique and like we've been doing furious interview practice because he started interviewing now. And I really think I think he appreciates it now that he's been to that assessment. He had an assessment centre and an interview and stuff like that. And now that he started going, I think he appreciates me more because before that he was looking at me like I was crazy because I was like, okay, introduce yourself.
Yeah.
And he'll be swinging and he'll be fiddling. He's like, I'm not going to do this in the interview. I said, do it again. And we have drilled it so many times now. And like, oh, tell me about a time you did this. Tell me about a time you did that. Using the STAR method, practicing, all of that kind of stuff. And I think now that he's actually put it into practice, he appreciates it. But that's the way you need to be on. Even some of our parents, this is the way we need to be on them. If they're going for jobs and stuff, like we need to be with our siblings, our kids, even like make sure we're drilling them, make sure they understand it. Even for yourself, make sure your friends are drilling you, giving you feedback, all of that stuff when it comes to interviews, because it makes such a big difference. All that practice.
Yeah, I will say though, I was one of those individuals who counted myself out of graduate schemes. So I never applied for any.
Why?
Because I felt like the narrative that I would always hear around graduate schemes were, at the time anyway, they were oversubscribed, they were super competitive, and just that narrative put me off ever applying for graduate scheme.
No, I get it.
Yeah, and it's not to say that anyone should be put off because they are, oversubscribed or popular, whatever it is, but that was my reason for not applying for any. I decided to go down the route of, do you know what, let me just try and get your standard job and get in that way.
Make your own graduate scheme. Basically.
And to be fair, like it kind of felt like that because they knew I had zero HR experience when I went into my role. But it's just I say that to say don't be discouraged to apply for graduate schemes if you feel the same narrative around you of it being oversubscribed or being super competitive, because you just never know.
And also what they don't tell you is that, they'll say, oh, we had 20 places and we had 2,000 applications. But what they won't tell you is that 1,800 of those applications were absolute trash. They're absolute trash. So they always tell you like the stats and how, popular it is and how many applications they have. But a lot of those applications get screened out because they don't meet the entry requirements. Some of them are just so poor that they can't even really be considered. Some of them haven't put any effort into the application. So if you are someone who shows up, you've done your research on the company, you write a good application, most of them don't even have real questions in now anyway. You're good at the test, and then, even then you're like halfway through the recruitment process and you haven't really had to do anything that's that hard. So don't be put off, please.
Yeah, it's the same as interviews in general. Like, in this job climate where loads of people are applying for the same roles, or you go on LinkedIn, you see that there's 100+ clicks or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Literally 70% of those applications are trash. They didn't read the job description. They're desperate. They're not senior enough. They're not junior enough, whatever it is. But there's a lot that are just not irrelevant to the job role. So don't be discouraged by that either and still apply. Yeah,
it's literally the same. And I know that because when I do recruitment, I could have 100 applications and I promise you most of them are not even worth looking at. They're so bad.
With that being said, like the Revolut, I don't think we'll ever work with them. The Team Monzo.
For real. That's Keeping it $1.50.
Not for real.
Team Monzo all the
Monzo,
way.
never leaving. So I was looking at jobs, just browsing, because I think I've said it before on the pod. I just browse jobs sometimes just to see what's going on. And I saw a job with Revolut, and it was for a senior employee relations specialist role. And I was looking at the application process, just caught my eye. And this is the application process for this employee relations role that has a salary between, I don't know, it's an EMEA role, so it is for here, but they've put down the salary in dollars of it being between 41K to 93K, which...
The range is actually very
broad. The range is crazy, so I don't know what they're looking for, but also the max 93K is probably like, what, 88K in pounds, maybe? 87, yeah. So this is the application process. AI interview, whatever that means, interview with recruiter, written exercise, interview with future manager, interview with team members, interview with senior manager, bar raiser interview, and then prior employment verification check.
Is that 6 interviews?
That's 1, 2,
7,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 interviews plus the background check.
That's insane.
That's ridiculous. Just seeing that alone, I will never apply for the job.
My truth, and this is just me, at my level, and
I'm not doing that.
And even it's not even all of that. Even the first stage at my level, and I think for a senior employee relations specialist, you're not going to tell me to interview with no AI.
You like no, and then speak to a recruiter after speaking to AI. You're mad.
Never. I am never doing that. There's no way in hell that you're going to tell me if I want a job, I need to interview first with AI. I'm so sorry. Call it pride, call it ego, call it whatever you want, but call me not there. That's the first thing.
Like it's never happened. As soon as I see this, I'm done. You're not speaking to me. I'm never doing that. Furthermore, a lot of these companies know that there is too many interview stages. Like even my current role, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I skipped a stage because like my manager was like, "No, you're great. Like I don't even want to put you through that." Like yeah, let's just skip that stage.
And also, I think if you really know that you like, why do we need all these interviews?
You don't.
So it's like you're telling us that you don't even believe that you have the competence to interview decide. So why do all these people need to be involved? I don't have any issue with there being a panel.
That's fine.
Choose the people from the panel that like the people that you want to sit in the panel. So all of that could have been 3 people panel interview. Fine. Maybe you want to bring them to the office, show them around. That's not an interview. You want to meet team members. That's maybe for them to have a chat with if they want one, you know, but not all those interviews. It doesn't, I wouldn't feel respected as a candidate.
Same. My theory now though is the reason why a lot of these companies are doing a lot of interviews is because there's so many people that are applying for the jobs. It's almost like they're still waiting for the right one to come along. And if you have a really long application/interview process, then if someone does come along, they can enter that process and, you know, others are still in it and then you can kind of decide. That's one of my theories for why they're dragging it. But they are dragging it. Like, no. Saying that, when I worked at Meta, it was 6 stages. But I was young. It was Meta.
That's what I'm saying. You were young.
Yeah, it was different. Yeah.
It's been a long time that we haven't been on the episode. So we could try if you want to, just for the last 5 minutes. That's if you're going to be good. Because, you know, we're working on the sound. And, you know, as much as I love you, I'm not going to let you jeopardize that for me. I've been working so hard, Chin Chin. Working so hard. Okay. We can try then, if you're going to sit there nicely. Sorry, we're back. We've got a friend.
Yeah. But yeah, if I saw that, that's it. I'm done. Like, oh my God. You can't be on camera. Go back to Uncle Sean, please. Thank you. Close the door.
He's jealous. He is. Go on, yeah.
Yeah, but if that application, if I saw those stages, I'm not doing that. No. Now, I think the most that I would do is 3. And if there was one where like you meet the most senior person on that team, like the VP or whoever it is, or chief people officer, I'd take that, because by the time you're speaking with them, it's just
formality.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's too much even for a graduate. Even at a graduate level, I don't think you should be doing that many interviews. It's
a
even
lot.
less,
It's
even
intense.
less reason.
Yeah.
Like, wait, remind me again. Who are the people? Let's dissect it, because I need to know why you need to meet all these people. What are the stages?
So AI is
okay. AI is out.
Recruiter.
Okay, fine. That's just a screening.
Then before any more interviews, written exercise.
What are you writing as an employee relations specialist?
I would like
advice.
Honestly, I would like to know. I'm not
maybe some sort of advice.
But do you need to do that in a written style of exercise, or is it that they're going to give you a case, which I would take?
I have to be real with you. There's a lot of people that can't read and write. I was telling my brother the other day, because he had to do a written exercise for a graduate assessment center, and he had to do one. And one of the people, I don't know if I mentioned it to you, but one of the people in his assessment said, "Oh, are we allowed to use generative AI?"
What?
Yes, because people can't write no, and that's a separate issue. But then they obviously told him no, and I actually think that I would like to. I don't know. I might do some sort of case study if I was doing recruiting again, but I actually am at a point where I'm getting so frustrated with, different people. So I work with lots of different people, even applications and stuff that come through. I don't think people can write very well. And I think people are starting to realize that people can't read and write. So they're trying to assess it. But anyway,
that's crazy.
I wouldn't do it personally. I don't need to do a written exercise.
The next one would be with your future manager.
Fine. Line manager interview.
Yeah. Then the next one is interview with team members, in brackets, no managers present.
So that feels like peer-to-peer, but obviously they need to like you. So that feels like another interview.
Yeah. And then interview with senior manager. Okay. Like if I'm meeting with the line manager, what is the senior manager? Who's that?
And why can't they do it together?
Exactly. Like, no.
So far, the only ones that are necessary, recruiter screen and line manager interview.
Yeah. And then after that, bar raiser interview.
What? I don't know what that means.
So I've actually had one of those before. So a bar raiser interview is basically where they get somebody random from the company who's like one of the advocates for this bar raiser initiative that they have, and they basically speak to you to see if you're a fit for the culture. So they will ask you questions, probably on things that they don't even understand because it's related to your speciality, but see if how you answer them is connected to the culture and would fit in with, all of that stuff, basically, in the mission and the values and blah, blah.
I'm out.
Yeah, it's too much.
I'm out. And then bar raiser is the last one.
Yeah, and then it's the background check.
I'm out.
Yeah.
It's all unnecessary. It's all very unnecessary. And I would actually feel disrespected by that process. I feel disrespected just talking about the process.
It's a lot. All for that to like get a salary between like 30 something K and 80 something K.
It has to be on the top end of that,
yeah,
for them to be doing all this.
Maybe because I've been in employee relations for a while, but honestly, like 80K-ish for employee relations specialist, it should be the standard. It should be the standard, especially somewhere like Revolut, where I know there's baptisms of fires.
Revolut, yeah. So when I was in my last permanent role, so it must have been 2021. Even since then, everyone has been saying it's so chaotic to work at Revolut.
But they always have job roles. Yeah.
Awful. I always see people in and out. I know so many people, not like personally, but I've seen so many people on LinkedIn who's
Same.
Like, new job at Revolut, then one day they're not there anymore. So I know it must be a very chaotic place to work.
They have a HR business partner role that comes up every so often. And you don't want to employ like employee relations or a HR business partner and think they might leave. So pay them properly. First of all, that's the least you can do. But then also, like, don't put them through this.
But maybe that's new, because I think they must have very high turnover. And, when it comes to, like, explaining turnover, they'll be like, oh, why do we have such high turnover? Maybe we're not recruiting properly. And then that's how you get stuff like this, where you start to have doubts about your own recruitment process.
Vet people.
And then you try to make it more robust. But by making it more robust in this case, I think they've just made it who's going to do that?
Someone who really wants a job.
Yes, that's what I mean. People that have options. I'm never doing that. I'm never doing that.
It's too much.
Sorry, Chin Chin. Just relax. Sorry.
It's too much. But yeah.
Do we have time for a case?
No.
Okay. Next time. All right, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff.
That's a wrap, guys.
Bye.
Bye.